Can we, the watch that I'm having in my hand, not the one that you see on the wall. The one that I have now says is 14 minutes past 11. So it means exactly at 29 minutes past 11, your time would have ended, and the next speaker is Sokanyile. 29 minutes past 11, your microphone must be on. Don't look at the chair, look at your microphone. Yes. Your time starts now, Honourable James.
Thank you, Chair. Goeiemorgen, meneer O'Sullivan. As jy
Goeiemorgen.
okay vandag, ek het gesien jy het bietjie gestretch nou. Is jou rug alright?
Ja, ek is lekker.
Okay. Baie dankie vir jou testimonie wat jy voor ons gebring het gister. Jy het mos Suid-Afrika toe gekom om Afrikaans te leer. Is dit reg?
Kan u Engels praat asseblief?
Maar het jy nie gesê jy het hiernatoe gekom vir die goeie weer en om bietjie Afrikaans te leer?
My Afrikaans is nie goed nie.
Jou Afrikaans. Okay. Ek gaan dit my ek het vrae gehad vir jou in Afrikaans, maar ek gaan dit maar nou daar los. Ons wil net getoets het of jy wel hier gekom het vir die Afrikaans, soos jy ons gesê het gister. So dis duidelik, jy kan nog steeds die Afrikaans praat.
Wat sê jy?
Okay, dankie.
Chair, if you can hear the Africans, at least let's hear the witness responding. He is too far from the mic.
May you please get
We're,
closer,
we're forgiven that part of not knowing African.
may you please get closer to the microphone and respond in Afrikaans.
Perhaps
on.
we can speak Irish.
So that's a minute of my time added. Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, you said yesterday that you came to South Africa because of the good weather and you wanted to learn Afrikaans. We've just proven that you haven't learned any Afrikaans.
So, with all due respect, I could at one stage speak Afrikaans fluently.
Uh-huh.
But the year before last, there was an attempt to murder me.
Yeah.
And that attempt resulted in a brain injury.
Okay.
And I have photographs which I can show to demonstrate that, in fact, I was nearly killed. I had a
Sorry to hear.
broken neck
Thank you so much.
and a fractured skull.
Thank you very much. I want to move to a very important topic and you start with it and I want to fully agree. And in such cases, we need to track the money because where there's money, there's chaos. You mentioned that the Slush Fund, Secret Service Fund, root of all evil, cause of our unhappiness and why we find ourselves here today. Am I correct?
No, I didn't say it's why we find ourselves here today.
You said it's the root of all evil.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct. Let's stay there. I want to turn to Crime Intelligence Slush Fund, right? It is also known as the C Fund, and in your affidavit, you refer to it as the Secret Service account, right? On paragraph 2265, you state that theft and abuse of this fund have been prevalent for 20 years. Is that
Yes,
correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Are you therefore saying since 2006, the Slush Fund has operated as a vehicle for corruption and theft financed by South African taxpayers?
Well, the slush fund is taxpayers' fund.
Thank you. Also on page 23, paragraph 66, you identify the extreme secrecy that surrounds and governs the Slush Fund as one of the fund's primary weaknesses. That correct? You're saying the secrecy,
What page number, sorry?
page 23, paragraph 66.
Correct.
You
yes.
identify the extreme secrecy that surrounds and governs this fund as one of the fund's primary weaknesses. Correct?
Which paragraph is that?
66.
Yes, sorry, that's on the previous page, 22.
Is it your testimony that this veil of secrecy has enabled and encouraged ongoing abuse of the Slush Fund for illegal activities?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, right? On page 25, you describe the Slush Fund as a manna from heaven for criminals. Please explain what is meant by this phrase.
Manna from heaven.
Yeah,
It means
Mm.
a gift.
a gift.
Yes.
Okay. You've also repeatedly stated that, you know, you've done a lot of work, a lot of goodwill for South Africa, and you've never really benefited from any of it,
That's correct.
right? You have stated that you have not received any payments, not rewards or gratification for the so-called forensic work you undertook on page, this you mentioned on page 64, paragraph 175 of your affidavit. Correct?
Public interest work. I've never received anything for the public interest work I've done in this country. In fact, quite the opposite.
Please speak into the mic. I need you to
I
say
said
that
I've
loud
never
and clearly.
received anything.
You've never received anything?
No.
Niks nie. Okay. Jy's 'n regtig 'n goeie mens. Chair, and also you've also claimed you've had a conversation with Honourable Trollop, and it states in the WhatsApp
Sorry,
message.
Honourable who?
Honourable Trollop, Ethel Trollop.
What paragraph is that?
No, it's not there. I'm just saying I just believe that you've been in conversation. I have the copies of the WhatsApp.
I've
And-
never spoken to Honourable Trollop in my life.
What?
Yes. Never spoken to him. I sent him WhatsApp messages,
Yes.
but I've never spoken to him in my life. Never.
Okay, but I've got proof that you sent him WhatsApp messages. And
I
you have
didn't say,
to wait for me to finish my question. And in your WhatsApp messages there, you've also said that you've never received any funds or gratification.
correct.
Okay. Mr. O'Sullivan,
Mhm.
ek weet nie eens of ons jou moet verder question hier vandag.
Chair, can I ask the honourable member to use English?
Okay. Chair, in my possession, our internal memorandum dated the 7th of May 2007 and subsequent proof of payment dated the 16th of May 2007, reflecting a payment of 100,000 rand to Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, originating from the Slush Fund. Mr. O'Sullivan, request for an advance from the DSO confidential funds, right, for work pertaining to the Kretschner case that you mentioned. Wag nou eers, Mr. O'Sullivan. Here's the application. Mr. O'Sullivan, here is the check made out to you. 100,000 from the very root of all evil that you have received when you came here telling us that this is the root of, you too have benefited from the manna of heaven.
Not true.
Not true.
Not true.
Mr. Sullivan, and I can provide this request for advance reimbursement. Here's the application. Here's the money you've deposited into your net bank account.
Can I answer, or are you going to carry on talking? May I?
I'm showing you the proof.
You're not showing me the proof. I can't read what you've put in front of yourself there.
You can take it. You can, here we go.
Then you also make copies for honorable members too. Is that the only document that you are circulating?
Excuse me, Chair.
Is that the only document you are circulating?
I can circulate this as well. The team can just come. I can do the application for the 100,000. I can send you the motivation. It's all here. Application for reward for Mr. Paul O'Sullivan. We'll just compile it nicely and then just give to the members. There we go.
Anna?
Chair, this is taking up my time. I think, and my time is almost up.
Yeah, you should have arranged with Bonani before the meeting.
Yeah, I should have arranged with him. But nevertheless, I want to conclude that you have repeatedly stated that you did not receive any money, Mr. Paul O'Sullivan. And today, I have brought receipts to prove to you that you have lied to this house under oath. And because you have lied to this house under oath, and we do have the evidence, as ActionSA, after this meeting, we will be opening up and laying criminal charges against you. I leave it at that. Thank you, Chair.
Sorry, Chair, am I allowed to respond, or am I just going to sit here and listen to the lies being peddled by the honourable member?
It's me.
Listen to me. She has raised matters with you, and she has also given you what she says is proof. So now, like we promised you yesterday, now it's your time to speak to the document that she has put before you,
Thank you, Chairman.
and any other answer that you may want to give from what she has said.
Thank you, Chairman. So, this payment of 100,000 rand did not come from the Crime Intelligence Slush Fund. It came from the DSO's C Fund. And it's not in 2007. It was in 2006. And it was a refund for monies that I spent. Sorry, Chairman, if I have to sit here and have somebody making body language faces at me while I'm giving an explanation, I will then have to turn and look at you and not the honourable member.
You only spent 22,500. It's on the application form.
Chairman,
You said you did not receive any funds ever.
Honourable James, may we please allow the witness, give him chance to respond to your questions.
thank you, Chairman. It's a refund of expenses I've incurred at the request of the DSO, which was then called the Scorpions, for two things. The one was for security, additional security arrangements put in place for a witness who was afraid for his life. And this is in connection with the Scorpions investigation, the DSO, carried out in respect of the late Jackie Salebi. And they agreed to refund me the monies I spent, which also included the use of my aircraft. And they, not me, they chose to refund it in this format. And in fact, the amount of money I spent was in excess of R500,000, of which they contributed 100,000 rand. And it wasn't paid from the Crime Intelligence Slush Fund. It was paid from the NPA account. So the honourable member is wrong when she says that I lied when I denied receiving monies from the Slush Fund.
Yeah. I don't want you or any other member to use the word lies or wrong. We can choose to use the word inaccurate. Maybe before, still on this question, the reimbursements that you received, was there a prior agreement before was there a prior agreement between yourself and the DSO that you were going to investigate, or this is going to be the role?
Chairman, I have my own aircraft.
If you
Sorry, you asked me a
if you
question.
can allow me to
Okay,
continue.
sorry, I thought you finished.
The thing is, I speak very slow so that you get every word that I want to say.
Mm.
Any prior agreement that we are now going to start investigations on the affairs of Mr. Salebi or the alleged corruption against Mr. Salebi. We are the DSO. This is the capacity we have. These are our limitations. We are now going to source external services from Mr. Paul O'Sullivan. This is how far he can go, and this is how much we will pay him after the work has been done. Was there that kind of an agreement?
The agreement, it was an oral agreement, Chairman, and the agreement was that they would assist with the expenses I was incurring. And it wasn't just in respect of Jackie Celebi. I don't know what the project was about, but they had a drug project that they were busy with, where they were tracking people that were transporting drugs. And I took 2 members of the DSO in my plane. I supplied a radio to
Yeah.
members of the DSO in cars on the ground, and we flew over and we watched and followed a car going from different places to different places. And I wasn't involved in that project. I just allowed them to use my plane.
Who were those 2 members that were in your craft?
The one was Advocate Gerinel. I don't remember the name of the other person because I didn't know it. But
Okay.
he came with Advocate Gerinel.
Okay. And then you say that the agreement was oral.
Oral agreement. They needed my urgent assistance. And in
Oh,
addition to that, Chairman, there was an attempt to murder one of the witnesses in the Jackie Celebi
Yeah.
matter.
And who was the person who approved these payments that were made to you?
I am assuming it was Advocate Gerinel. I don't know who approved it.
Honourable James, yeah, okay.
Chair, Mr. Sullivan, in your testimony, you have said that you have never received any funds, no reimbursement, nothing. Dololo.
haven't said
That's
I've
what you
received
said,
reimbursement.
paragraph 175. It's there,
Chairman,
right? You said that you have never received. You were reimbursed for the aircraft 6,000 Rand. It's on the application. Your total reimbursement amounted to 22,000 Rand. The entire application I have circulated to the members. It clearly outlines the project name Coffee.
Chairman, I don't have any.
It outlines the work you've done. It clearly outlines the reason for your payment. It's all in the application and the motivation. Unfortunately, my time does not permit me to go through the application, and hence I have circulated it to all the members. It's all there. So the hogwash you are telling us contradicts what's in the application. The documents, the proof speaks for itself.
Yeah. Is there anything you want? I want you to be calm, both of you, yourself and Honourable James.
Well, unlike the honourable member, I will remain calm. First of all, Chairman, I'm not in the business of providing hogwash. I have stated there, and I'm going to read it, paragraph 175. For the avoidance of doubt, I have never been remunerated for any of my public interest work over the last 25 years. Quite the opposite, I've spent vast sums of my own funds in the interest of making South Africa a safer country for all its inhabitants. However, when I was requested to provide extra services, not something I chose to do of my own account, I was requested to pay for the security enhancements of a witness. And unfortunately, Chairman, these documents from 20 years ago, I don't have in my possession. And it would be appropriate for them to be in my possession before these wild allegations are being made against me. It would absolutely be appropriate to put the documents in front of me and say, can you explain that? And that's not what's happened here, Chairman.
Okay. Your time has expired, Honourable James. May we move to Honourable Sokanyil. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Morning, Mr. Paul O'Sullivan.
She's sitting here.
I'm greeting you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't. I was trying to. see
Honourable
whether-
Sangoni, may you please make way here.
Johnny.
I'm greeting you, sir. Thank you. I'm looking at your statement. Paragraph 102. You are talking about monies that were intended for CIG informants that were removed from the system. And you are accusing General Kumalo that they were removed during his time. Can you provide evidence that sources of information under Kumalo that have dried up, that you are referring to in paragraph 102? Can you be quick, because 15 minutes of my
Chairman.
time will go.
I'm looking for the reference to the document. It's K 810, 811, and 821.
In your affidavit,
Yeah, I'm not looking at the affidavit, Chairman. I'm looking at the evidence that's mentioned in the affidavit. It's 810. So what we have, Chairman, if you look at
my time is going, sir.
if we look at page, you asked, Madam, if I could supply with evidence. So I want to refer to page 792. 792 is a transcript of a telephone call I had on the 22nd of September, 2025, from a confidential informant who was employed in crime intelligence. And his complaint, he reached out to me. I didn't know this person from a bar of soap. And he reached out to me.
Is this informant from Mpumalanga,
That's what it says.
the one that you are talking about in 803, in Annexure K 791? Is it the one?
That's correct. Pages 792, 793 is all the transcript of the discussion I had with him. And then I asked him to send me documentation, which he subsequently sent. And that documentation is attached. And that documentation starts at page 811.
Okay.
And the documentation is a list of people that were employed
No, it's fine.
in crime intelligence.
Okay.
And then there's an application for, sorry, Chairman, I have a big problem here. I'm asked an open question and I'm trying to get.
No, I'm saying that, can you stop it there? So that I ask another question.
Chairman, I think what we need here is some guidance. I'm asked the question and I'm being stopped before I've completed answering my question.
My time will go. I want another question.
Chairman, I've been asked the question and I'm being stopped before I've answered the question. And I believe the reason I'm being stopped is because the honourable member doesn't want to hear my answer. So I'm being told, here's your question. No, stop. I don't want to hear it.
I'll give you another, because there is a follow-up question to what you're going to say.
Chairman.
Because on what is written on your telephonical conversation with the informant, you are saying that the informants must go to General Smear. You don't want him talking to General Mkwanazi, General Masemula, General Kumalo, because after appearance of General Masemula, they are all going to jail, the three. You are planning about that. He must give you that information so that after Masemula on that day, coming out of the Madlanga Commission, you are taking them all to jail. He must talk to Spear. Why do you have an informant to talk to someone else, not to talk to the people at the helm of SAPS? For instance, in the crime intelligence is General Kumalo, and then General Masemula is the national commissioner. Can I check with you? Why do you refer your informant to General Spear in your conversation, telephonical conversation?
Chairman,
Yeah, you can respond to the questions that have been
I
put.
haven't finished responding to the first question, Chairman.
Yeah,
And the reality of the situation is,
Combine all of them.
yeah, I'll combine all of them. Thank you.
Quick,
I think
summarized form.
Mr. Paul Robert O'Sullivan, each and every member is allocated time.
15 minutes.
They may not have the time like you had with the evidence leader yesterday to make a presentation. So when you respond to their questions, just be mindful of the time that the member is allocated to, so that the member does not ask one question and their time expires.
So I'm going to be as quick as I can. If you look at page 810, it's an explanatory note about all of the documentation. And it says the transcription, this is the 20-minute call with the informer who is employed at Crime Intelligence in Mpumalanga. It is mostly self-explanatory and alludes to micromanagement by Kumalo. The complainant in this case is a member of Crime Intelligence, and he's complaining about General Kumalo. And the honourable member is asking why I didn't instruct him to go and complain to General Kumalo.
To Spear.
Pardon?
You are saying that he must go to General Spear. Why?
Because General Sabir at the time was the Deputy National Commissioner of Police. Should I have told him to go and speak to General Kumalo, he would have probably been suspended by now because he was complaining about General Kumalo.
Just leave it. Let's leave that, because you are saying that the General
Sorry, Chair.
Masemola, the
Chairman.
National Commissioner, General Kumalo,
I have a problem. I'm
General
not finished
Palas-
answering and I'm being
all of them, they're going to jail.
General.
No, leave it out, because you have made it clear that the person
Chairman.
in SAPS whom you regarded as the person who must be at the helm is General Spear. It's clear. From what you've written, it's written down. You're telling the informant. It's you yourself. Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, can you tell me why did you decide to disinvest from property in South Africa, and you decided in 2025? Why?
Chairman, I haven't finished answering the other question. And what I'm not prepared to do, Chairman, is to sit here, start answering a question, and then be stopped and told, I don't want to hear your answer. I want to ask you another question. And if we're not...
I say that to
Sorry,
you.
Chairman, I'm talking and I keep
Can we-
being interrupted.
Can we do this? She asked you a question about the conversation that you had with your informant.
Mm.
Are you able to respond to that question?
Absolutely, and I'm trying to explain it, Chairman. And while I'm trying to explain it, the honourable member starts interrupting me. Now,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is,
Look, listen here. The
Ask
time
one
that
question from
is allocated is not the
2
chairperson.
minutes.
It's not the chairperson's time. It's the time of the honourable member. You and the honourable member must have a cordial conversation. Help each other and have that conversation succeed.
Chairman, how can we have a cordial conversation?
Yeah,
If I'm trying to answer the question,
let's not do that. May you please respond to the question on your informant. That's what she wants to hear.
and I was trying to explain that,
Yeah,
Chairman.
let's go.
I didn't want
Let's,
to hear.
yeah, let's go ahead and explain.
So can I explain without being
Yes.
interrupted?
Yes, I give you the time to explain.
Thank you. I explain on the explanatory note, which is page 810, exactly what happened and why I decided to make record it and make a transcript.
Get to the microphone.
So it's a request for assistance. It's not the request for assistance I have solicited. It's a request for assistance that a person has unilaterally decided to reach out to me. Before that person contacted me, I didn't know him at all. I knew nothing about them. He explains that he was busy with an investigation involving theft of 74 million rand from a community property association. And they chose to bypass Kamalu. He chose to bypass Kamalu and go and speak to General Sabia. It wasn't me that told him. I didn't even know he'd been to speak to General Sabia. So if there's an allegation that I told him, go speak, he'd already spoken to General Sabia. And if you read the transcript, it makes it clear that he's telling me he decided to bypass General Kamalu. So we're having a complete misunderstanding
It's
of
okay.
what's being said in the transcript.
No, it's okay.
And then,
No, I
sorry,
got your
Chairman,
answer.
I'm being interrupted again.
I got your answer.
No, I
don't
haven't
have
finished my answer,
time.
Chairman. I haven't finished. Chairman,
Because you're saying Spear can be trusted.
why are you shouting at
It's
me?
you who's saying that,
Why are you
not the
shouting?
informant.
No.
Please stop it. I've got the answer now. I got your answer, please. I got your answer. Then I'm going now.
I don't think I can work like this, Chairman. Yeah. If I'm going to have to work like this, I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry. This is.
You'll have to go. Why?
No. Honorable Sokanyile.
Oh, I can't go.
Wait. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that we need to do here. All of us. Number one, I'm going to request that we compose ourselves. And number two, I'm going to ask the witness to be mindful of the time that is allocated to members and respond to the questions without taking their time. And Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, what I'm going to request to you, it's an honest attitude on how you respond to questions, so that behind that attitude, there must never be a threat that if something like this happens, this is not how I'm going to continue. Because I want to explain and I'm not being given time to explain. There are some questions which will need a yes or no answer. Were you in a conversation with this informant? Yes. is it true that you said you told him to go and talk to Sibiya? Yes or no? And then if there is any context behind that you may want to explain, you can do that, but without eating on the time of the member. But you know, if we have a conversation where from time to time you want to appeal to the chair to say, you see, chairperson, this is how I'm being treated, and I can't continue like this, I don't think that is going to help us. Have a conversation with the member. The member is allocated time. There is a set of questions that the member wants to have them answered within the limited time allocation. And at the beginning of every slot, I tell the member what time has been allocated to them. That's what we do. So we must not create an excuse to pull out of the conversation by not answering questions. When we started here, I reminded all of us that today is Mandela's Day. It's the day on which Mandela was released from the Victor Verster prison. And this is a day which all of us must look forward with hope and renewed confidence to the future we want to build in this country. Like you have said that you have very much loved this country, you wanted to be a citizen of this country, and you wanted to be integrated and socialized with the life of this country. Can we do exactly that? Honourable Sokanyile.
Thank you, Chairperson. Because I want to repeat
You ask your question, allow him to respond. Thank you.
I'll also read what I'm
Chairman.
saying. I
I haven't finished answering the question.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'll start where I've ended.
No, Honourable Sokanyile. Let him respond to that question.
Thank you, Chairman.
Then how many minutes?
Chairman, my submission to Parliament, and you can deduct this from the honourable member's time if it's necessary. My submission to Parliament includes over 1,000 pages of evidence. And it's necessary, if I'm going to be asked questions about the evidence that's included, that I have an opportunity to look at the relevant pages of that 1,000 pages so that I can answer the question properly. Because otherwise I'm going to be put in a position where I'll have to say, I'm sorry, I don't have time to answer that question. So either I must be able to give a proper answer, which means consulting my documents, or I must be allowed to say, I'm sorry, I don't have time to answer that question. Or we can agree that we're not going to get anywhere with this process. And as chairman, I respectfully request you to ensure that when a question is asked, I will undertake to provide the answer as quickly as possible, but not in a way where I'm asking or answering the question and I'm told, no, I've heard enough. I don't want to hear anymore. And that's really the reality.
Explaining the process.
So, Chairman, the allegation is I'm asked to explain why I told him to went to the Sibiya. In fact, if you look at page 799 and 800, this is the crime intelligence official that's doing the talking. My name is Paul, you can see it there. So he's talking CI, we're talking about millions. Now I think it's billions already. I personally went to the Hawks office in Pretoria, the forensic department, and I had a meeting with some of the generals there presenting this case, and they were happy. Oh, this is a good case, we're going to make a difference, blah, blah, blah. Because I already knew, this is now the informant telling me, not me saying it, because I knew already Kamala was corrupt. So I didn't want to go via him, but I went to the forensic department and I said, And then when we're back, I did all the applications I was supposed to put in and I sent them there. And the applications went to, who's this guy now? This guy, this Sabir. Is it Sabir, that one is in charge of forensic and stuff? And I said, Sabir is the, what do you call it? DivCom detectives. Yeah, the one that is fighting with Kumalo and Masamula. And then he says, who is Mkonazi fighting with a lot? He's saying it, not me. Is it Sabir? I said, yeah. Sabir, Mkonazi, and Kumalo and Masamula, they're all fighting with Sabir. Then he says, yes, Sabir. Now, someone told me that Sabir and Kumalo, they are fighting. So then he says, so I went to the forensic department because Sabir is in charge of the forensic department. So it's not me telling him, don't go to Kumalo, go to Sabir. He took the decision to go to Sabir.
Yeah, thank you.
And if I can be allowed to answer in this way,
Yeah.
we're going to move along much quicker.
Yeah, you have, the answer is provided now. Let's allow the member. The two of you must look at each other in the eyes and have the conversation.
No, I'm looking at him. You know, I'm just asking a question because it's written. You are reading other lines, leaving out a line that you are saying Sibia can be trusted because he is against Masam. I'm not there. I got your answer and I got your attitude that you don't want General Masemula, General Kumalo, and General Mukwanazi. You are saying Sibia can be trusted. You are saying that to the informant.
Where am I?
Also, no. I'm going to another question now. My 15 minutes are going. I'll give you all those lines that are it's from your mouth. Let me go to another question. Why did you suddenly disinvest in property development here in South Africa, especially in 2025?
Actually, it was in 2020.
Just in a summarized form.
Actually, it was in 2024 I started the process. And the reason, Chairman, was because of two factors. The first factor is the July riots that took place in KZN and the damage to the economy of 100 billion rand. And the second factor is the inability of Eskom, due to corruption, to constantly supply electricity. And those two factors caused a marked decrease in the value of property in South Africa. So in 2025, I sold assets and I moved the money offshore for the simple reason that keeping the money onshore was costing more in the long run. And on the properties that I disposed of, I probably lost somewhere in the region of about 10 million rand. So that's why I disinvested.
But in your statement, you are talking about COVID-19 and talking about Masemula, Kumalo, using the Slush Fund to get properties, whereas you, Wara. No, that's what I'm saying.
No,
And it's
Chairman,
written in
that's a
document.
misunderstanding.
I know nothing about those things.
That's a
And
misunderstanding.
here you have given it to us as this committee. Just leave it out. You didn't know that you are going to read that. Surely. You know, to me, coming here in South Africa, under the pretense of saying that you are coming for property development, I'm looking at you with other eyes, coming here to say that we are coming for property development, but you looked at the at the loophole in our subs. and
What-
then you entered, whereby you made yourself the Messiah. And you have removed many generals in our subs under the pretense that you are assisting South Africa to fight crime through your companies. Because if you can go to what is written, your discussions with Sarah Jane Trent, it leaves a lot to be desired. But let me go straight
Chair,
to another.
Chair, what is the question there? Is it a statement or a
Asking
question?
question. During the appearance
Yeah,
of Mr.
she-
Kabinde here.
She has not asked a question.
No, it's not a
She
question.
was just making a
I'm
statement.
just ventilating.
Allow her to finish and then you will come and speak.
Just ventilating.
I can see that.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Kabinde, when he was here in the committee, he read out a text being threatened by you. Why did you do that?
I
You
didn't.
didn't want Mr. Kabinde to talk to us. Why? What were you afraid of? What was the reason of threatening Mr. Kabinde, the chief of staff of the former or the current minister, whatever? Don't
Chairman,
look
how
at
do I know when,
me,
how do I know when I can answer the question? Because I'm getting like 5 or 6 questions, bang, 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 bang. Can I
Yeah.
just get a question, one question at a time?
Listen here, Mr. Paul Robert O'Sullivan and Honourable Sokanyil. Honourable Sokanyil, may you look at me, please. Don't confuse my witness. Don't. If you want to ask him a question and look at him to respond. If you want to make a follow-up, make that follow-up. Because I can tell you, you confused him with that long statement. Yeah,
Sorry.
you have said so many things. What is the question? Do you want to ask him about the SMS that he sent Kabinde, or do you want to ask him about his involvement at IPIT?
I'm saying that Mr. Kabinde was here in this committee. He read out a message that you threatened him when he was here. He had to read out that message, afraid of you. Why did you threaten Mr. Kabinde when he was in front of us? That's the question. I'm putting a background in what I'm saying so that you are clear what I'm asking for. Don't look at me, just answer me.
I'm waiting for you to finish.
I finished.
Okay, so I think, Honourable Member, if you can say, I've now finished answering my question, I will know that you're finished.
I'll do that.
In the first place, I didn't threaten him. I told him that it was a criminal offence to lie under oath, and you can go to prison for that. And I said to him, you're a lying crook and you belong in prison. Because what happened to me, I received a WhatsApp. I wasn't watching.
If someone does
Wait,
that
Chairman,
to you,
Can I
when you are
finish
sitting
answering the
there,
question? Because we're not getting anywhere like this. I'm trying to answer the question and I'm being interrupted again.
Yeah, so you confirm that that message was yours?
yeah,
No, Chairman, I did not threaten him. I told him that it's an offence to lie under oath in Parliament.
It's okay. Do you confirm that you sent that message to Mr. Nkabinde?
I sent that message to him,
Thank you.
but I wasn't watching him.
repeat the message. What did it say?
I'll have to find it. Actually,
Why are you lying under oath? Why crook?
wait.
You are
If
left.
someone-
You are
okay,
left.
no, it's
You are
fine.
left with 2 minutes to
No,
conclude.
it's fine.
This is what I said to him. I sent him a copy.
You got the message, remember?
Chairman, I'm asking you.
The time of the member has expired. May you
Right.
please stop speaking? Let's do like this, honorable members, so that I want to avoid this thing of the chair having to come in all the time between the speaker and the witness. Because I can tell you, we have a long list of honorable members on the queue. And we have to manage our time in such a way that each of the honorable members is going to be afforded time with the witness, especially now that we are going into the long slots of 40 minutes. Can I request we do that? Honorable Sangon, who is taking the first 40 minutes from the ANC?